Alright, now we look at the variable overhead variance. So here it's refer. Okay, a total variables overhead variance is calculated in the same way as the total direct labor and material variance. So the formula for the variance, so we have here the variable overhead expenditure variance. So to get there, is to compare the actual overhead expenditure, which budgeted expenditure, it is necessary to flex the budget, right? So the formula for the variance is, here, the budgeted flex variable overhead. So here you can, for the actual direct labor hours, and then you minus, with the actual variables overhead. So how to calculate the budgeted flex, variable overheads? So here, they give you the formula. Is actual hours, multiples which variables actual rate. So for example here, the actual variables overhead expenditure is 52,000. Resulting from 28,500 labor, of inputs. So for this level of activities, variables overheads, of 57,000, which consists of, 28,500, at 2 ringgit per hour. So here, if you can see from the formula, the variable overhead expenditure variance. So here, the formula, is actually, the budgeted, here, the BF, the budgeted, overheads, variables overhead, sorry. So the budgeted, flex variables overhead, minus which, actuals are variables overhead. Since we have the actual variable overheads, is here, the 52,000. But now we have to calculate the budgeted flex variable overheads, which is from this formula. We take the actual hour. So if you can see here, the actual labor hours, the 28, 1,500, multiples with the variables actual rate, variable actual rate is 2 ringgit. And then you minus with the 52,000. So actually, this information, that information you can get from here. You can see, this is the actual result, right? So the actual labor is 28,500. So here you can see, the actual variable overhead, it's 52,000. And then this one is the budgeted based on the standard cost. So here, the variable overhead is 30,000 per hour at 2 ringgit. So based on that information, alright, so they calculate, the budgeted flex, variables overhead. So the 28,500, multiples which 2. So actually, if you look here, the problems is, the 2 ringgit. This 2 ringgit actually represent, based on examples, it's represent the variables overheads, for standard. This is the standard variable overhead. Whereas if you calculate here, the variables overheads here, per labor hours, so you will get around 1.82. So it means that the variables here, is different from this amount. So since, I think there's some errors here, in the formula. Alright, so later on I will update you, which formula is the right formula. So if we look based on the examples, how to find the budgeted flex, variables overhead, based on examples. So you take the actual hours, and then you minus with the standard, the variable overhead standard rate. This is the formula based on examples. So later on I will confirm, which one is the right formula. But right now, let's proceed with based on the examples given there. Okay, so here, okay, if you look, okay, the possible cost, okay, for variable overhead expenditure, okay, on its own is not very informative. Okay, any meaningful analysis on this variance require a comparison between actual expenditure, okay, which the budget. Okay, so actually for variable overheads, okay, the perbezaan, okay, the difference, okay, the reason why, okay, difference, okay, occurred, okay, is it's not very informative. Okay, there's no factors, okay, there's no possible factors, okay, that can find why it happened. All right, so this one is also later on, okay, I will double confirms. Okay, so now let's us proceed with the variables overhead efficiency variance. Okay, so okay, the formula for this one, okay, you look here, okay, the variables overhead actual rates, you multiples with the difference between actual hours and standard hours. So if you look at the next page, okay, here examples, okay, the variables overheads efficiency variance, so they take the actual rates, okay, so they take the actual rates, okay, the variables overhead actual rates, okay, multiples with differences between 28, okay, between actual hour and standard hours. So they will get there, okay, the adverse, okay, why? Because the actual is more than what they plan, so that's why it's adverse. Okay, so if you can see here, okay, in the formula, okay, the 2 ringgit is considered as a variable overheads actual rate. So later on I will confirm this one. Okay, I will get back to you later. Alright, okay, however the formula also I will get back to you later. Alright, so now we look at the final one, okay, the fixed overhead expenditure or spending variance. Okay, here it says, okay, which a variance costing system, fixed manufacturing overhead are not unitized, okay, and allocate to product. Okay, instead, okay, the total fixed overhead for the periods are charged, okay, as an expense, okay, to the period in which they incurred. Okay, the fixed overhead are assumed to remain unchanged, okay, in response to changes in the level of activities. Okay, but they may change in response to other factors. Okay, for example, okay, price increase may cause expenditure on overheads to increase. Okay, the fixed overheads expenditure variance therefore explain the difference between budgeted fixed overhead and the actual fixed overhead incurred. So this is the formula, okay, where the budgeted fixed overheads minus with the actual fixed overhead spend. Okay, here, okay, how you get, okay, the budgeted fixed overheads. So the budgeted quantity, okay, multiples with the standard rate, and to get the actual fixed overheads, okay, the actual hours time with actual rate. Okay, so here, okay, the budgeted, okay, based on example, the budgeted monthly fixed overhead expenditure is 120,000. Okay, where this is the annual amount, okay, this is the fixed overhead for 1 year, okay, and the budget. So you divide with 12, okay, 12 months, okay, because you want to find the monthly fixed overhead, alright. And the actual fixed overhead, okay, is at 116,000. So here to calculate the fixed overhead expenditure variance, so you just take the budgeted, okay, the budgeted minus with the actual, so you will get here, okay, 4,000. So why favorables? Because, okay, the actual amount is lower than the budget. Okay, so that's why it's favorable. So it means it's good lah, okay, for your fixed overheads, okay, lower than what you target, okay, you budget. So here it says, okay, the possible cost, okay, why, okay, the actual budget, okay, difference from budget, the actual overhead difference from budgeted overheads, okay. So basically, they said the difference may due to variety causes, such as changes in salary paid to supervisors or appointments of additional supervisors. Okay, only by comparing individual items of expenditure, okay, you can get, okay, the reason why, okay, fixed overheads, okay, increase or decrease. All right. So that's mean, okay, to identify why your fixed overheads increase or decrease, okay, from the budget. So you have to compare, okay, the items within fixed overheads, okay. So that's why it says only by comparing individual items you get the reasons, okay, why changes, okay, happens, okay. So basically that is for fixed overhead expenditure or spending variance. Right, next, okay, we have the last one, okay, the fixed overhead efficiency variance. So here it says, okay, if we wish to identify the reason, okay, for the volume variance, we may ask why the actual productions was different from the budgeted productions. One possible reason may be that the labor force worked at a different level of efficiency from then anticipated in the budget. Okay, so the formula for the variance, so the efficiency variance is that, okay, we take the fixed overhead efficiency. Okay, so fixed overhead actual rates multiples with actual, the difference between actual hour and standard hours. So here, based on examples, okay, the actual number of direct labor hours, okay, was 20,500, okay, and but only 27,000 standard hours were actually produced. So here the volume, okay, efficiency variance is 4. Okay, the fixed overhead actual rates, okay, multiple with the difference between actual and standard, so you will get 6,000. So why adverse? Once again, because the actual hours, labor hour is more than the standards labor hours. So here in the questions, okay, how they get 4 ringgits, okay, here, okay, they take the fixed overhead, okay, based on standard, okay, divide which the labor hours, okay, okay, the labor hours, okay, this is also in standard. All right, so 120,000 divide by 30,000, so there you get, okay, the fixed overhead, okay, is 4 ringgit, okay, for standard fixed overhead. Okay, so if you can see here, look, okay, so the fixed overhead, the total amount, okay, based on direct labor hours, right? So here, okay, we take, okay, this amount, so that's why we get 4. Okay, so that's it for variance analysis. Okay, so actually, okay, I know why put, okay, here too, okay, because, okay, okay, the VOAR, okay, stand for standard variables overhead rate. So that's why they take RM 2 ringgit. So it's my mistake, okay, because I thought, okay, variables overhead actual rates here, okay, no, okay, it's actually means for standard variable overhead rate. Okay, same with this one, okay, the budgeted, okay, the budgeted flex variables overheads, where the actuals of actual hours, okay, multiples which standard, okay, standard variables overhead rate, so VOAR. So here, that is what is meant by VOAR. Okay, so it's my mistake. Okay, so here, okay, this is correct. Okay, this is the correct formula. Okay, not the wrong one. Okay, so this is the correct one. All right, so here, okay, so there's nothing wrong with the formula here. Okay, it's me, I mistook, okay, the meanings of VOAR. Okay, so that's all, okay, under standard costing and variance analysis.